Okay, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. I saw a very sweet video, Minga Rinpoche, this afternoon, and he was talking about meditation. Like it's really not the goal so much. It's like byproduct. Relaxation is a byproduct. Reducing your anxiety and depression and a lot of the negative delusions is kind of a byproduct. But he said what really needs to happen with meditation is developing an awareness of what's actually going on in the mind. And it's kind of like what Yangtze Rinpoche was talking about when he came here to San Francisco and at Seichen Ling, and he was talking about um, it's almost like start to become aware of the delusions in the mind, and you become aware when this kind of like ego starts to rise. When you somebody kind of confronts you about something and you react, that's in a way a delusion. But if you can take a step back and not react and just allow what the person's saying to filter in, and then you can decide, oh, is this functional or not functional? There may be like our poor neighbor next door. If you're not reactive, so I was very careful to not react to him because I've heard about him. Then I started to see that he's probably not super well, just based on what he was saying. Everybody's always dumping on me. So he's saying that to somebody who he doesn't know, who he's never met before. So it was a bit of a strange encounter. And it's been sitting with me for a while. But what I was happy to notice is that there wasn't at the time any reactivity in me. It was just thought, God, just more than I just think this is a little strange. So we're all going to be moving along the path at different rates. And all of a sudden a seed will drop at a different time. But if you gain anything at all from your meditation practice, awareness is the key. Because once you have awareness about what is in the mind, you can do something with that. You can decide, am I going to let myself roll off into some kind of a rant? Or am I going to sit back and watch? Am I aware enough to know, okay, this isn't virtuous. I can see it's there and I'm not going to act on it. So yeah, relaxation is a byproduct, but awareness is what we're developing. And soon, pretty soon, this practice you won't be meditating. Meditation will be you. You won't be doing anything. So just sit with that for a moment as you align your body, lengthen the spine. Notice your breath. Notice the sounds in the environment around you. And then become aware of what's in the mind. So, you know, Mary's come here. She's got a stressful situation right now at home. So there is going to be a lot of busyness there around that. But yet, due to an understanding of the benefit, Mary's chosen to come. So for that, let's just rejoice. And then also um, just think of all those people we love. Think of all our strangers. Think of our enemies. And let's just motivate this evening to do this practice for all these people of our life and then Think of Mary's mother, who's not terribly well and maybe coming to the end of her time. So we'll see. You never know. People have their own time. So I think there is no negativity that can't be purified. I just love that. It doesn't give us an excuse to run out and start, doing stuff that's kind of like non-virtuous and harmful. But it does kind of relieve us a little bit. I remember when we did this practice with the prisoners many, many years ago out in, was out near Yosemite. It's quite a way away from here. And we did this Vajrasattva practice. And, the relief on their face that, all these, terrible things that they've done. Society, well, I mean, actually, lots of people are doing terrible things all the time. These guys just got caught. But they had enormous relief that there was actually something that they could do. So rejoice in your efforts coming along here and know that there is no negativity that can't be purified. Even the worst negativity can be purified. So I think I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken vows. So think of actions, maybe think of a vow you may have broken. Think of an action you may have done that harmed someone. And maybe it was not a vow that you took from a lama, but maybe just a vow that you decided yourself and somehow got broken. So this kind of practice is very healing, as Yang Rinpoche said, but it's also think of it as a repair shop. You can repair it. You can repair things. You can repair your mistakes. The first thing to do is to regret. That means we've acknowledged that we've done stuff. And the reason we're regretting is based on our karma. So everything we experience is due to our karma, our actions, previous actions. And then things sort of start to ripen. So just think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and speech, and regret our delusions, because this is the basis of our suffering. This is the basis of our cause for harm. So now then we come to the power of reliance, and then in reliance, just imagine this Vajrasattva upon the crown of your head, this beautiful white light Buddha. Radiating light. Very, very bright. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. There's a beautiful radiant face, and his eyes are shaped like lotus petals, and they're looking at you and all those people of your life with equal concern, and just very happy to see you. No judgment. However it is you're turning up is totally fine. And I remember, Venerable Rabina was something she was doing today on one of those short videos, and she was, I love the way she always reminds everybody, our go-to is negativity towards ourselves. So it's not really helpful. So it's time to kind of change the mind around that and start thinking about all your good qualities. Write them down in your journal and meditate on them. Even though we're doing a practice where we're kind of bringing to mind all our negative things, but there's a purpose for it. It's not just ruminating about how bad we are, where the purpose is purification, the purpose is healing. This kind of free-flowing negative towards ourselves is not helpful. And then we don't want to beat ourselves up for that either. So anyway, it's just as Mingyur Rinpoche said, it's just a process of awareness, shifting through the dirt, pulling out the diamonds. So we've got Vajrasattva here, above the crown of the head. I'm running a little behind here. So imagine his arms are crossed, and this symbolizes enlightenment, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So then we have this little section on compassion. And in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you will end up as suffering for them sometime down the track. So then we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it sort of arcs around and pours into your crown and forces out of your lower orifices all the negativity of your body, all the harm you've done with your body. And it comes out in the form of kind of inky liquid. It pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa Sutukaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And just think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about other people behind their backs. Imagine all this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you and overflowing quite forcefully. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately now sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on that switch and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. You know, there's a lot of these emotions we have are dark: depression, anger, jealousy. They all have a different flavor, but it's not light and happy. It's kind of intense, dark. So imagine all the darkness of the negativity of the mind is kind of instantly dispelled as this kind of light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shiyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe. And Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahumpe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe and vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shiyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is a purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So you imagine light and nectar coming and just immediately eradicating even this very subtle imprints, this very subtle negative energy that's left behind. It's like a shadow. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa hanarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahumpe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahumpe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahumpe vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorekta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra ahumpe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the very subtlest imprints, the very subtlest obscurations, the very subtlest blocks to your enlightenment have been removed. So now is the power of resolve and the fourth and final step. And here we just have to make a decision. I don't want to harm. I want to refrain from harming. So today I was doing some laps in the swimming pool and I got to one end, then there was a little bug clinging to my shirt. I just couldn't believe it was still alive, but it was clinging. It was almost like this is safe here. Which actually wasn't terribly safe at all anyway. I saw it, put it off. So it's almost like things like that will just start happening. You'll come across situations where you are actually able to save a life rather than you'll just kind of inadvertently kill something, squash something. Anyway, things that your life will start to change if it hasn't already. So let's just dedicate. Vajrasattva conclude delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So, here we just a little bit on emptiness. You just think, just very briefly tonight, just think things don't exist the way they appear to me. If that's all you think in terms of your meditation on emptiness, if you do it once a day, just notice, become aware, things probably aren't the way I think they are. That's a really good start. So let's just dedicate all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, particularly Mary's mother, who probably needs quite a bit of support right now, as does it sounds like the family. And just think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment, the sake of sentient beings, as quickly as possible. Are we up to verse 13? But we're up to verse 10. Okay. Verse 13 of Manjushri's names of Manjushri, which were respectively recited in Illusion's net, the Tantra most supreme, by multitudes of mighty Vajrapanis, the joyous guardians of the secret mantras. Just this I shall uphold with firm resolve until I reach my final liberation, so that I may become a great protector, the bearer of the Buddha's every secret. And this I shall reveal to living beings according to each one's capacity, in order that afflictions may be quelled, so ignorance may be fully dispelled. Okay, thank you so much for putting that up. And let's just dedicate for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and just think of the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then of your own precious teachers. Okay, lots of love, everybody. Enjoy another wonderful day of teaching tomorrow with Venerable Robina, if that's what's happening. And Mary, all the very best. We love you. We're thinking about you, and take care. Okay, that's all I can say. I understand it's a difficult time, but you're doing okay. You showed up tonight and then you were helping. So thank you so much. Lots of love, Mary. And big courageous heart you have there. Okay.